is Danishwar Dedarang, Director General, Ministry of Agriculture. Let me welcome Minister Mustapha, Minister of Agriculture, Minister Ramkisul, Minister within the Ministry of Agriculture, heads of department of the Ministry of Agriculture, and of course, most importantly, you, good afternoon. And let me at the same time thank you very much for coming out on such short notice. Without further ado, I'll now call upon the Minister of Agriculture, Minister Mustapha, to address you.
Good afternoon, comrades. This afternoon is a discussion, not really a full-blown meeting. I have my colleague here. You all know that you have now Bikash, who is also the minister within the Ministry of Agriculture. So I think you'll have regular interaction here at these landing sites across Region 3. But over the years, we know for a fact that we were trying to look at ways how we can develop these landing sites. Because 4 years or 5 years ago, these places had convenience that were put together by yourself as fisher folks. And we recognize the importance of the role of fishermen in this country, fisher folks. And we want to ensure that we work with you because, you know, the fishing industry is a very important industry for us in this country. A lot of people talk about rice, sugar, other crops, livestock, and so. But the fishing industry also is very important. As Minister of Agriculture, I recognize the role that you play. Over 15,000 persons are engaged directly in the fishing industry. We will look at the number of vessels that we have around. And each vessel, they put an average of 4 persons to a vessel. See how many persons directly are earning their daily bread coming out from the rivers and the oceans. And those are the marine and artisanal fisher folks. And when you look at the inland fishing, there are a number of other persons. And now what we are doing, we are also trying to develop a new industry within the fishing industry. That to expand what we had. We never had it in a large amount or producing large amount of catches in those things. But we now expand our aquaculture industry. Or we are expanding our aquaculture industry. Right? So it's important that we look at all our industries, look how we can develop it. And you know, over the years, as I said, more than 200 landing sites were enhanced and developed under the program that we had. This is one of the areas we are now under the shed, one of the shed that was built by the Ministry of Agriculture. So we want to expand and we want to develop this industry. And if you look what we have been doing, we have been trying to give support to our fisher folks. You know for a fact that there was duty on a number of inputs in the fishing industry. When we got into government in 2020, we removed those duties, we reduced fees, we tried to make input in the fishing industry more cheaper, we extend the duty-free concession to larger engines, outboard engines. So these are the things we have been doing. Also, I remember last term when we were in government for 2020 to 2025, we gave the fisher folks a grant, a cash grant also. So we have been working with you all, and there are a number of challenges that fisher folks are faced with, not only in these areas in Region 3, but like for example on the quarantine, with the border with Suriname. Our fisher folks can't go in the Suriname's water without a license. And you know for a fact that we had a big issue with fishing licenses in Suriname. The former Minister of Agriculture, they committed to us. As a matter of fact, he wrote me saying that they will give us 150 licenses. And they reneged on that commitment. But we have been continuing discussing, we are now continuing discussing this issue with the new government. Only about a month ago, the president was in Suriname. And this matter came up again yesterday. I came back from Brazil and I met the Surinamese Minister of Agriculture there. And they seem very inclined. And not only the quarantine fisher folks are being affected, by licenses from Suriname. There are a number of other fisher folks, people on the East Coast, probably some people from West Coast here, going till in the quarantine area to fishing. So it's a matter that affects all the fisher folks. And that is why we want to ensure that we work with you. Now, 2 days ago, you learned that the president also announced a new cash grant for fisher folks. The last time, we had some issue. I want to be very frank. When cash grant, and this is not only for fishermen and fisher folks, but when cash grant announced for a segment of the population, you find, what we find that these people are the number of persons increased drastically. When you announce cash grant for rice farmers, the number of rice farmers in this country is maximum 6,500. But when you get cash grant for rice farmers, it's gone to 10,000. The same thing when you get to other areas. Last time we had the fisher folks, we gave the cash grant to fisher folks. You had people who never fishing receive. And some of the genuine fisher folks didn't receive. This time around, I will be very careful because I already instructed this morning that on the major landing sites in the region, in all the regions, I want representative come forward and I will be meeting with them on Monday. Monday, I asked them to invite them to come to the office so that we can set a mechanism. We already have a register of fishermen and fisher folks across this country. We want to verify that. And if we have to be accurate, you got to help us to be accurate. I can't know how many fishermen are at Windsor Forest. You got to help us to do it. And if you want us to ensure that we continue to increase benefit for fisher folks. So I hope that you all will come out, you all will ensure that we have a clean list, and when we give the cash grant this time around, we will not have people left out or people who didn't deserve to go on the list. We will do the list, we will put up the list at various points in the area so that people can go and scrutinize the list. So if you know, you go to the list and look at the list and you see that 25 names are on the list and you know that only 22 fishermen are here, tell us quietly, confidentially. Nobody will expose your name. Nobody, we want to know to ensure that we get a proper list. Let me tell you something. You see when you do these things and you inflate the list, they defeat the whole purpose because government have to find more money to give out to people who don't deserve it. You heard the president talk about rice farmers. We have to also, because rice prices have declined drastically over the last 2 months. They were getting $4,000 a bag for the paddy, now they might get $2,300. We also have to subsidize the rice farmers. And only one section of the population or one areas that we are subsidizing in all the areas, be it cash crop farmers, rice farmers, fisher folks, livestock farmers, cane cutters, cane harvesters, sugar workers, other section of the disabled population, the pensioners, everybody. That is why we have to ensure that we be prudent with the funds. So this afternoon, as I said, I don't want to speak for too long. I came here with the intention of working with you because I know for a fact that the Ministry of Public Works would have came here and advised you all and move away some of the stalls that you have on the roadside. And you know what we are doing now around the country? We are working around the country to ensure that we clear the roadside. You understand? We clear all encumbrances from the roadside. We don't want to be people put up shops and things. But what we will do, the Ministry of Agriculture through the Fisheries Department will work along with you to develop an area here so that we can relocate you away from the road, right? So that you can have a proper place to stay. We can't continue to be on the road. Let me be very frank. If Guyana is developing rapidly and we want to expand the road network, we want to ensure that you continue with your livelihood. We want to continue, but we have to do it in a way that will not impede the flow of traffic or impede anybody's movement. But we will work with you to develop an area right along here so that we can get you move away from the roadside and you can come here and people can come across to buy. We will not move away from this side. Y'all agree with me? So I will pause here, hear your views, and then we can come to a joint decision. But I came here this afternoon, right? Because the president is also in Brazil. He called me last night, and as soon as I came back, I told our people then that we come into Windsor Forest, I go into Lenore, and tomorrow I'll be in one of these areas and so. To meet with the fisherfolks, to look at these areas where we can enhance their operations. So let me be very frank with you. The roadside now, to bend on the roadside, we will move you all out of the roadside. But we'll develop this area to relocate you. We'll not put out anybody of a livelihood. We'll not put out anybody of bread. We'll continue and we'll develop it in a way that it will enhance not only your livelihood, but it will enhance the aesthetic, the beauty of this area. Make it in a proper way so that we can ensure that we got a proper place for you all to dwell and sell your produce, sell your catches.